Alright guys and girls, this will be a part 2 video because I'm going to go ahead and finish up what I was saying. And I covered all the aftermarket, I covered the miles, I covered everything about the Jeep, I discussed what it needs. So just a 100% clear, so there's no gray area. Like I said, it's going to need that speed sensor if you care. I've been driving it the whole time without it, I don't care. The transfer case may need something addressed at some point. Clearly it's making noise. You know, it could have something to do even with that drive shaft angle. You know, every one of these Jeeps I've ever had lifted had spacers in between the cross member and the frame, and this one does not. Maybe it needs those spacers or shims, you know, and maybe it does that. Because like I said, I've had my old CJs do the same thing, drove them forever, four-wheeled them forever, never had a problem with them. So it is what it is. The AC blows cold on the Jeep. The heat works. You know, obviously you could see I did not paint it. I didn't touch it yet. If I do, I'm gonna jack the price back up to 18 grand and sit on it till I get it. You know, I told you, we've been using it to take to the river to you know, do some target practice, and we've been cruising the back roads with it for hours at night when we're in town, which isn't very often. But I mean, I've probably, you know, I'd say in the last 2-3 months, I know we've probably driven it around the back roads here, probably, you know, for 2 or 3 hours at a time, 5 or 6 times, maybe something like that, you know. And then I've been grocery shopping in it 10 times. We use it to run to the store in all the time, especially if it's raining, because I just throw the hard doors on, leave the back windows out, because the back's, you know, rhino lined anyways, which could use some freshening up, by the way. The inside, the cage could use a little bit of fresh paint on it. The rhino lining could use a little paint. You know, the floors could use a little touch up on the rhino lining. But as I also said before, the transfer case does not make noise when you're accelerating. It only makes noise when you're decelerating, when you let off the gas when you're going. And some of you guys who are more hardcore than me probably already know what that is, and it doesn't matter to me. Like I said, this thing, at 13 grand, it might as well be free if you ask me, and I'll use it to continue to run my trash to the dumpster. That's the thing. Gets started and moved every day. You know, it don't get driven for hours every day, but it gets started and moved, and either runs to the gas station, runs to the grocery store, or we have a community dumpster on a private road, and that's where our trash goes. So, you know, it's always getting used for stuff like that. I just wanted to show you guys driving it down the road how it did, and explain to everybody. You know, my honesty, I think, sometimes cost me, because I'm too honest, and I think I scare people away. But I would rather scare somebody away than have problems over a cheap car. And no matter what, if you don't think 13 grand for a Jeep with this much aftermarket, you know, when CJs are bringing 20 and 30,000, you're crazy. So this for an LJ on top of it all, that's not all rusty. You know, you can hear that locker when I'm turning. All right. My buddy stopped when I was shooting the first video, so that's why there's a part 2 to this video. Anyways, I think that's more than enough. There you go. 2004 Jeep LJ.